I hope that by the end of this video you are able to save an amount that will make you happy starting this month or the next month. So here are 5 things that people tend to waste money on, and you could actually cut them out of your life without even affecting your quality of life, or in fact maybe even improving it. And before we get into this, I just want to start off by saying that nothing in this video is financial advice and it's for entertainment purposes only. And apart from that, this video is aimed at people who are kind of just starting out in life, maybe people who are still students or people who are young professionals. It's not really aimed at like high net worth individuals or anything like that. Although even if you are worth whatever you are worth, it is still great to just save money where you can, because it's more about the mindset and that can get you pretty far. So unless you could be making more money in the time it takes for you to cut out one of these things, this video is for you. So I did tell you that these things will not really affect your quality of life, but might actually improve them. However, the first thing I'm gonna mention will have an impact on your quality of life if it is a part of your life, but the impact it will have is positive overall. So the first thing I'm gonna mention on this list is alcohol. If this is not a part of your life, that's great, but it is a part of a lot of people's lives and it is something that takes a lot of money. So alcohol is pretty much the biggest expense at a restaurant where you're having dinner, or if you're socializing with friends. It can be like the main cost of the outing. So cutting this out will not only help your health and mental health, physical health, it will also save you a lot of money. It can literally slash your dinner bill in like half. It can make going out with friends virtually free, and it can help a lot if you're suffering from depression or things like that. Now that we got that one out of the way, let me just continue with the more easy ones. The next one on the list is to stop buying the new iPhone every year, especially now that the new iPhone hardly has any major upgrades compared to the last one. So back in the day, everyone used to just upgrade their iPhone from the 4S to the 5 to the 6 to the whatever. And usually these would be fairly justified because there would be pretty big differences, like the entire phone would be different, the camera would be like 1,000,000 times better, the whole size and dimensions and everything would just be completely different. But since like the iPhone X or the 11 onwards, there's not been many major changes. As long as your phone is working fine, even if the battery dies, you could replace the battery. In general, there's just not much need. They even look the same and everything. And now we've had so much technology exposure that no one even gets impressed if someone has the new iPhone. No one even knows that it's the new iPhone and things like that. Because I'm mentioning this because I know that some people like to buy the newest iPhone to impress others. So this is just to tell you that the days of impressing people by having a new iPhone and things like that, I feel like they're over. Like, it's really not a big deal anymore. The differences between the phones is not anything big. Usually it's the camera, and if you're like a very serious photographer, you should have like a professional camera anyway. I would understand if you're like an influencer where like Snapchat or Instagram is your like main thing, so you need the best iPhone camera and things like that. But I mean, even then, like WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, all these things like lower the quality of everything. So your 48 megapixel camera with 8K video and stuff like that is not gonna really like make a huge difference. It'll make a little bit of a difference, but not worth like buying a new iPhone every single year. The next one is high street fashion. So shopping at places like Zara and H&M and whatever, these like street shops where they just have like the newest trends going in and out every season, every month. There's just a new collection, a new this, a new that. First of all, from my personal experience, I don't really think that their quality is very good, like especially Zara. I really think they have pretty low quality clothing, and if you're gonna chase the trendy styles, you're just gonna be constantly buying more and more clothes that you don't need. So the best thing to do is to buy better quality things, which could even be more expensive. But once you start buying these, eventually you reach a point where you have a nice variety of timeless classic clothing and then you will just find yourself like not buying clothes for like years, and you will still look great all the time, and no one will even know that this is such an old t-shirt or something like that, especially if you're just buying plain things. And if these things are too expensive for you, you could even look in outlets and things like that where they have high quality clothing for low prices. And number 4 on this list is subscriptions. You need to make sure that every month or every other month or something like that, you try to just keep up with your subscriptions, because subscriptions, the way they are designed and everything about them, a lot of the business model depends on people just forgetting about them. So go through your subscriptions. You can use an app like Snoop, which if there's a referral link, I'll link it below. Otherwise, you can just search it in the App Store. But apps like this, which lay out your finances and they tell you like what you're spending on what and how often and things like that. So go through these and see if there's any subscriptions that you don't really need or you could downgrade or things like that. For example, you might have bought a new Apple device and they might have given you the free trial of Apple TV Plus, and then you might have just forgotten to cancel it or something like that, because I mean, who watches Apple TV Plus? Like, seriously. Apart from that, you don't need like a subscription on every single delivery platform. You could just have it on one. You don't need Netflix and Disney Plus and this and that. So just go through your subscriptions and cancel out what you don't need or use. Continuing from subscriptions leads me on to my 5th point, which is SIM card data packages and things like that. So I feel like a lot of people just buy a lot more data than they actually need, because they just see it as, oh, it's just £5 more, it's just £10 more. But why should you spend that if you don't need like 100 GB a month? Like 100 GB a month is a lot of data, and I don't think a lot of people manage to even use half of that. So even if it's just a few pounds saved, why not just opt for like 20 GB a month or something less that works well for you, especially if you have Wi-Fi like everywhere you are. At home you have Wi-Fi, at work you have Wi-Fi, at school, at uni. So you literally only need data like in the car or something like that. So if that's the case, why not just downgrade your package a little bit? Now, I know that the points I've shared aren't gonna save you like $1 billion or something like that, but as I said, this is not aimed at like ultra high net worth individuals. This is aimed at people starting off in life, and I know that for this kind of age group, every penny counts. Like saving 10, 20, 50, 100 a month can really add up. You could save it and use it on like a holiday or on something or whatever. Like you could use it to eat better food, for a gym membership, for buying better quality things. So if this video is helpful, please let me know, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully I will try to make more similar videos about this depending on your feedback. So your feedback is very important, so make sure you let me know what you think. And that's all for today's video, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.